So Shivam, welcome to the Prayas India. And we first of all congratulate you on your success in the UPSC mains.
Thank you, sir.
So I'll introduce you to our panelists today. So first of all, we have Amresh Kumar sir. He is the founder and CEO of the Prayas India. After that, we have Shri Umesh Gupta sir. Umesh Gupta sir is an IPS officer. Then we have Shri Pratik Srivastav sir, who is a senior IES officer. Then we have Shri Ashish Ranjan sir, who is a senior economics mentor. And then we have with us Sankat Mochan Jha sir, who works in the Ministry of External Affairs and is also a senior mentor associated with the Prayas India. Okay, so now I hand over the control to Amresh sir, and the interview will start. All the best.
Thank you, Akash sir. So am I audible completely?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Shivam, how are you?
I'm fine, sir.
Okay. So Shivam, where are you at present?
Sir, currently I am in Gurgaon at my relatives.
Okay.
I'm here for attending the mock rally.
So you belong to Bihar, right?
Actually, sir, I was born in Bihar. However, I spent my whole life in Punjab.
Okay. Very good. So Shivam, please give your brief introduction to us.
Yes, sir. Sir, as you know, I'm Shivam Kumar Pandey. I was born in Bihar. Spent my whole life in Punjab, and I have done BCA from DAV College Jalandhar. And I wish to join the civil services this year, and if successful, I am looking forward to learn from the role and contribute positively towards the society.
Okay, very well. So Shivam, you are done with your graduation with computer application.
Yes, sir.
So why you are interested to go for civil services?
Sir, I was in 12th when I decided to pursue civil services as a goal, and I took two factors into account before deciding this. And the main factors are the broad job opportunities that civil services provide, and the challenges it can help me learn to achieve my potential, and the job security and also the financial security the civil services provides, as well as the my ability, synchronization of my abilities, as well as the job satisfaction part is also one of the main.
So according to you, a civil services job or service is a secured job?
Yes, sir. If we compare it to the private sector job, it is secured job.
Okay. So Shivam, you could have done your graduation with humanity subjects as well.
Yes, sir.
So any specific reason that you had chosen computer application as your graduation subject?
Sir, I did my +2 non-medical science, and my interest after that was much in technology, and that's why I wanted to learn something about the emerging technology and IT. That's why I pursued BCA and computer.
Okay, so do you think that computer application study is going to help you in your administrative career?
Yes, sir. Because currently the government is following the e-governance model, and in recent time also in COVID, increase in usage of digital media has helped the administration a lot, and I think it will contribute a lot in my civil services role.
Could you please give some specific examples of e-governance?
Yes, sir. Sir, recently government launched National Digital Health Mission and CPG Grams also, and Arogya Sotu, where government used it to track and trace the uh, patients, and also the Nation One Ration Card has also been digitalized, where and also the many platforms like M-Kisan, the government and grievance redressal platforms are also digitalized. In this way, it helps in different aspects.
Okay, but recently it was seen that during COVID or even at present also, there are so many people who did not got vaccinated but met their certificates of fully vaccination certificate just by editing PDFs.
Yes, sir.
So, okay, so my question is, how you can solve this issue?
Sir, as the people hesitate initially to get vaccinated and they tampered with certificates to use it as a document for travel. And however, there was QR code in the certificate which can be used to verify the certificate. It can be used to verify verification, and also the government can spread awareness about the vaccination where people don't hesitate and tampered with the certificate.
That's okay, but could you please give any technical solution that a person cannot do any type of copy of existing certificate of others?
Yes, sir. As there is also already one verification method, like it sends OTP to the person who is downloading his certificate. And also, what we can do is we can provide their some security methods, like giving some virtual ID and the registration number for the certificate, where that virtual ID or number can be used to verification, and the QR scanning is always there. These methods can be used so that people don't tamper with.
Yes, that is okay. Again, my question is that is getting done. The OTP verification is getting done, but any specific solution that you can suggest, because you are a person belonging to application background, so any specific solution so that you can verify immediately that this is it is the correct person who is having that certificate, or a person cannot duplicate that certificate.
Sir,
Any?
as far as per my knowledge, we can also use DigiLocker as a method for verification, because the documents of
Okay, fine.
DigiLocker can't
So,
be.
Shivam, okay, what is OTP? Could you please let me know the full form of OTP?
Sir, yes, it stands for one-time password. It is being generated by the system for verification.
Okay. And what is encryption?
Sir, encryption is a method of security where a key is generated and it is shared with another person. Only that person can read the message, encrypted message, if he has the key.
So, any algorithm with which you are aware of for encryption? Okay, so any advancement that is getting done in metaverse around the world?
Yes, sir. Facebook is currently working in on metaverse, and also Microsoft is also invested a lot in development of metaverse.
Okay.
And many games are also being designed through this technology.
Okay. So, in your computer application, so what was your favorite programming language?
Sir, my favorite programming language was C.
C. So, what is difference between C and C++?
Sir, C is actually general purpose programming language, which is uh, more closer to machine level. However, in C++, we can have object-oriented programming also, and it is much higher level programming than C, and it is also much easy to understand in case of C++ than to C.
And what is Java? Have
Yes,
you heard?
sir. Yes, sir. Sir, Java is also a object-oriented programming language where it helps. It is much easier to understand compared to previous two languages, that is C and C++. Currently, it is being used mostly in most devices for programming.
So, what is object-oriented programming language?
Sir, in object-oriented programming language, we create objects rather than variables, and it is much easier to compile those and interpret those objects, and it is much faster as compared to another general purpose program.
Okay. So you have mentioned that your optional subject is geography, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So could you please let me know the concept of time calculation? I mean that Indian Standard Time is 5.5 hours ahead of Greenwich time. So how
Yes,
this fundamental comes?
sir. Actually, 5:30 is with reference to 0 degree Greenwich meridian, through which it is counted, and India's standard the meridian is 82.5, and for each 4 degree there is uh, uh, a difference of 1 minute. Sorry, one for 1 degree there is a difference for 4 minutes, and the 82 and 5 degree comes to the 5 hours 30 minutes. That's why we are ahead of Greenwich time uh, in advance of 5 hours 30 minutes.
Okay, so meridians are basically half circles, right?
Yes, sir.
So why do we consider meridians as angular in terms of angular value like 82.5 degree, 0 degree?
Sir, as per my knowledge, the meridians are calculated through the center of Earth, where uh, it gives the angle in terms of latitude. That's what I know. I don't have much idea about how it is done.
Any mathematical terminology that is specifically for that angle?
Sir, it is called as latitudes and longitudes.
Okay,
And
fine. So why we have considered 0 degree meridian passing through Greenwich? Why didn't we consider a meridian that passes through any of line yeah, on our nation, like on India? Why did we consider it like passing through a line from Greenwich meridian is the 0 degree meridian?
sir, as per my knowledge, there is some very prominent research and lab which is being there in London, from which passes through. That's what I think is the reason.
Okay, and what is the international dateline?
Sir, it is 180 degrees, and that is just opposite to the Greenwich line, and it passes through the. It is a zigzag line passes through the Pacific Ocean.
So 180 degree east or 180 degree west?
Sorry, sir, I don't know.
Okay, so meridians are measured in angles, but at the same time you have to denote it with east or west, right?
Yes, sir. Sir, it is east. East.
And what is 180 degree west?
Sir, I think, as per my knowledge, the 180 degree west is when we pass in the opposite direction from the east to west. That's when it is called as.
So is it the same line, or you can imagine, you can take time, you just imagine whether it would be the same line or different lines?
Sir, I believe it will be the same line.
Okay, so what is the nature of this line, whether it is straight or zigzag in nature?
Sir, it is zigzag in nature because of the presence of many island nations there. That's why it is made zigzag there.
So why it was considered as zigzag? Because any specific reason behind this?
Sir, the island nations present there, if it crosses through these island nations, there will be uh, different time zones in the very small area. That's why it is made zigzag, so that uh, difference in time zones doesn't occur in these island nations.
Difference in time or different time zones?
different time zones.
Okay. Okay. So Shivam, you have mentioned one of your hobbies as reading self-help books.
Yes, sir.
I believe that every book helps a person. If I read a book, I'll get help. Okay. So what is this specific self-help book?
Sir, self-help books mainly it is not for entertainment. It is mainly for uh, outer personality development and also the inner personality development.
So any specific book that you have read recently?
Sir, I recently read two books in past 2 months. I have read The Atomic Habits by James Clear, and one is The Seven Habits of Highly Effective People by the Stephen Covey.
So who are highly affected people?
Sir, the key habits of the highly effective people are that they empathize with the pupil and they always start with the end in mind, and they also sharpen their saw before going to the field and before pursuing their work. And they uh, first of all they understand other people before being understood by them, and also uh, they consider they also give feedback of their work and how they are doing.
So do you consider yourself as an effectable person?
Yes, sir, I consider myself a effective person, and however, I am still improving myself so that I can be much best version of myself each day.
Okay, so Shivam, if you be the deputy collector of a particular district, say it a rural district, where majority of the population belonging to rural area. So what are the changes you would like to bring into the system to make their life better than previous?
Sir, as we know, the rural population is majorly dependent on agriculture. I will try to diversify this occupation through allied activities like I will promote SHG and cooperative farming and also the livestock uh, farming so that their income can be increased. And also, I will try to promote rural tourism and village tourism, which will also provide the income. And I will also provide try to provide the basic infrastructure like health, education, and also the connectivity to the urban centers, so that they don't face any problem in terms of connectivity and selling their products to the urban centers.
Did you get an opportunity to visit any of rural areas?
Yes, sir. I went 2 3 times to my birthplace, which is a village, and I have seen many persons. Uh, they are struggling with the social, economic, and political issues that they are facing. That can be improved by some intervention.
So what is the name of your village?
Sir, name of my village is uh, Bhumihara. It is in Banka district.
Okay, and how many houses are there in your village?
Sir, I don't remember the correct number, but it is around 300 to 400 houses.
Okay, so Shivam, thank you very much for answering my queries. So I request to Sri Umesh Gupta sir, then Sri Pratik sir, and Sankat Mochan Jha sir, and Ashish sir to ask or proceed with some questions. Okay, thank you, Shivam.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, Shivam. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
How are you?
I'm fine, sir.
Okay. Shivam, if possible, could you place your camera a little bit more closer to yourself? I mean, the angle of camera is not that good. Yeah, I think it's okay now. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, perfectly fine. So Shivam, you have mentioned Vipassana is one of your hobbies.
Yes, sir.
Uh, since how long are you practicing Vipassana?
Sir, I have been practicing this uh, since 2.5 years, almost 2.5 years. Before that, I used to practice concentration.
What you used to practice before that?
Concentration meditation.
Concentration meditation.
Yes.
Okay. And how did you do that concentration meditation? I mean, what was the medium or what was the way you used to follow for that?
Sir, the type of meditation that I used to follow is a japa meditation, where I used to focus on the mantra, one mantra, and I used to keep focus. And whenever my mind used to deviate from the mantra, I keep bringing my focus to that.
Okay. Can you tell me what is the meaning of Vipassana?
Sir, it is from sorry, sir. It is derived from the uh, Pali word vi and pasana. It is a combination of two words where vi means our inner self and pasana means having insight, and it basically means having insight of oneself.
No, Shivam, that is not the meaning of Vipassana. First of all, it is not Vipassana. It is Vipassana. Vipassana means V is as it is. It comes from the Sanskrit. And V means as it is. Pashyana means to look. Pashyati. It comes from Pashyati. Dekhna hota hai, right? Okay,
Thank
no
you, sir.
problem. Okay, no problem. So who founded this meditation technique?
Sir, it is started by the Buddhism of Theravada sect, and later it propagated to various Southeast nations like Myanmar, Sri Lanka, and other nations also. And it was basically Buddhism that started the Vipassana.
Who is considered the pioneer of Vipassana meditation or the Vipassana meditation centers? They are throughout the country. Who is that person? Who is that great personality?
Sir,
Who has
as,
yes?
sir, as per my knowledge, Sagai Ubakhin continued this tradition, and in India, S.N. Goenka brought this tradition of Vipassana into India.
Okay. How many sessions have you attended of this Vipassana meditation?
Sir, actually, I haven't taken any formal training. I uh, started Vipassana from watching the S.N. Goenka's sir's video, and also I have read his book on the Vipassana. That's how I started Vipassana.
Okay. So you have watched the S.N. Goenkaji's videos.
Yes,
So for how many days it is being taught in their training school or training centers?
sir, it is taught for the 10 days, and the first initial 3 days are basic practice that one has to follow, and later, after 3 days, Vipassana, the formal Vipassana starts.
Okay, so for first 3 days, they make you practice something. What is called what that practice? Whatever you do
Sir,
that practice
yes.
is, and what is that?
Sir, it is called as Anapana, where we
Okay.
have to focus on our breath and on the nostrils, where we have to sense and be aware of the breath coming out and coming in at the
Okay.
center of nostril. And later we have to uh, uh, bring that focus on our thoughts, and we have to analyze, see our thoughts as it.
Okay, Shivam. One more thing from Vipassana. Uh, how will you use your capabilities through this meditation that you might have developed throughout the years? How would you use them as a civil servant, as an administrator? How are they going to benefit you?
Sir, Vipassana teaches us to be unattached to the emotions and it teaches us the selflessness, and I think it will help me in reaching out to the people without any my self-centeredness, and I will be able to deliver the policy and implement the policy with much neutrality, and also it develops the compassion and empathy towards the pupil. In this way, it will help me in administration.
Okay, Shivam. I can see you are a computer graduate. That is BCA you have
Yes,
done,
sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
So, are you aware of Budapest Convention?
Yes, sir. Sir, it is Budapest Convention is for cyber security. That
Mhm.
it brings the nations and the organizations together uh, to develop better cyber security systems, and the cyber attacks that are happening. It also create awareness about that.
Okay, okay. So, have India joined this or not?
Sir, as per my knowledge, India has not joined it yet.
Okay, no problem. So, you are a computer guy, tech guy, right?
Yes.
So, how can you use your knowledge of computer in tackling the cyber crimes? Let's give me you a situation. You are posted as a young IPS officer in one of the districts, and you get your first charge. You are very enthusiastic, and you are very much aware about the cyber crimes and online frauds that are increasing day by day. In that scenario, how would you approach? What initiatives would you like to take, at the same time utilizing your technical or technological capability?
Sir, first of all, I will set up one cyber war room, and also I will set up the one cyber room for dark web, because as in my district and in Punjab, also dark web is being used for the drug delivery system, and I will also uh, try to counter the fake news by developing counter positive news in the social media, and I will also use the social media handles to spread the awareness among the masses, so that they can do uh, the security analysis of their system, and they can practice safe cyber hygiene for their devices by using the Swachhta bot that MHA has provided, or they can uh, take the service of any antivirus or anti-cyber attack system that is also there in market. And I will also coordinate with different departments and different intelligence agencies to have a resilient cyber infrastructure.
See, whatever you told is mostly any layman can do that. Like, so using social media, uh, you trying to make people aware about these frauds and the cyber crimes. But
Yes, sir.
where does your technical capabilities come into the picture? I specifically asked you, considering your technological or technical capabilities, what extra steps would you like to tell? Can you think of something like that? Any innovative step?
Sir, can I take few seconds?
Yes, sure, please.
Sir, there is a blockchain technology and cryptography that can be used for storing the government's data and my department data, and
Mhm.
it will make sure that cyber attacks don't penetrate this system. And I can also have the firewall, the 128-bit firewall that has strength, and it can't be penetrated that easily. And also, I will make sure that people don't fall to praise to ransomware and also the malware attack.
Okay, okay, Shivam. You spoke of dark web.
Yes,
What is it and why is it called dark?
sir, it is encrypted part of internet, and it
Mhm.
almost contributes to 95% of the internet, and it is assessed to Tor browser, the onion ring browser system, and it it hasn't it don't have the surveillance system, and it is mostly encrypted. That's why it maintains the anonymity of the user. That's why many crime organizations and drug and also the traffickers use it for the communication. However, it has some positive benefits also.
Does it have to do anything with virtual private network, VPN?
Sir, virtual private network is also the encrypted system which provides anonymity. However, it is a surface network and it don't come under the dark web. However, it has
Okay.
some
Okay.
same
Okay. Thank you,
applicability.
Shivam. Sorry to interrupt you in between. I got my answer. You spoke of agriculture and allied activities that you would like to promote, right? Given the situation, agriculture is not that remunerative. The wages in other sectors, be it the manufacturing, be it the construction, everywhere the labor wages are increasing with rising income. A thrust to the construction sector. Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana is there. So there is huge demand of labor outside the agriculture. And people have a lot of avenues with the development of our nation to earn money outside agriculture. To a youth from a village who are passing out, who are getting graduated, how to convince them to continue in the agriculture?
Sir, we can promote agriculture entrepreneurship, and the better educational infrastructure also needs to be there. And also we need to have interaction and strong communication with the youth that is coming out of the college to explain the benefits of the agriculture sector through FPOs and value addition in the agriculture raw material, which have a great prospects in future because India is emerging as uh, a great export nation. Recently, we crossed 400 billion of the exports of goods and 50 billion of agriculture goods. We have great potential, and we can show them the skilling, show them the path to skilling and the awareness campaign uh, to promote the agriculture entrepreneurship.
Acha, take the case. I agree with you that you are trying to convince the youth, but take the case a youth, a young man who has just passed out of the college or 12th class examination. Why would he prefer to remain in the agriculture, working on the farms in this scorching heat of the sunlight, right? Rather than he would prefer to do a job in a call center or be it as a salesman at the multi-store retail. The outlets are there, supermarkets are there. So he or she would definitely prefer that job which is inside the AC room.
Sir, I will try to explain him that it is not that he has to uh, labor in the scorching heat. We can also have vertical system and mushroom farming uh, inside indoor farming also, where he doesn't have to uh, sweat the his labor in scorching hand heat, and he can also be
Okay, Shivam,
not.
sorry to interrupt you again. Thank you for answering this query. One last question from my side. You have mentioned that you have worked as a fund collector for the Kerala floods.
Yes, sir.
How did you do that? Can you explain your operating procedure? How did you do that, and how much fund did you collect and deposited?
Sir, when in August 2018 the flood occurred in the Kerala, I got the news from the news channels, and also the Kerala Chief Minister and also the central government was requesting for the crowdfunding, and there was also some mechanism going in our college to crowdfund. However, I uh, decided to pursue the students of my IT department to make contribution. First of all, I took the permission of HOD, our head of department, and he allowed me and my friends. Then I then we go from class to class in our free period to convince them that how their contribution can be great helpful for the people of the Kerala in restructuring, and also our state government is also making contribution there, and it is also the responsibility of we as a citizen of India to make contribution. And I collected around 10,000 rupees, and I make the payment through the CM donate.gov in of the Kerala government. We donated it there from the website.
Okay, Shivam. Thank you. Thank you for answering my queries.
Thank you, sir.
Now I request Sankat Mochan Jha sir to please proceed with the further questions.
Thank you a lot, Umesh sir. Good evening, Shivam.
Good evening, sir. Good evening.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing good today. However, in morning I got the news.
You got a little?
I got some news that was very disheartening about the Bucha killing of the Ukraine. However, my day was good, but it was that news that made me sad.
I see. We share your concern, Shivam. You mentioned earlier before a panelist, Banka is your home district.
Yes, sir.
So what do you know about Unnayan Banka?
Sir, it is a digital education program for the students, marginalized students, so that they can be educated in a much better way through digitalization, also providing them the e-content.
So who has pioneered this Unnayan Banka program?
Sorry, sir, I don't know about this.
Okay, that's all right. Shivam, you were born in Bihar. So how
Yes,
did you land up in Punjab? Is your journey a part of a larger trend in our country?
sir, actually, my father migrated from Bihar to Punjab 30 years back for the occupation purpose, because Bihar at that time was not doing better from the economic point of view. That's why my father migrated to Punjab, and we can say that it was much of the larger trend that we were seeing during that day, and that's the main reason why I brought up.
Okay, Shivam, so what was that larger trend? I mean, how did that trend start?
Sir, as we know, the population density of Punjab, sorry, sir, is much greater in Bihar and the other adjoining states. And the migration trend started from Punjab, Bihar to Punjab, Delhi to Gujarat, and some trend has also been seen from Gujarat to Tamil Nadu. And this was the main trend that was occurring during that day, during those days, and also in the railways was the main means of communication during that time.
Okay, so what was drawing the people of Bihar to Punjab?
Sir, requirement of agricultural labor during that time in the Punjab was very much higher, and that's why it attracted many population from the Bihar and UP towards the Punjab and Haryana.
What do you know about the social impact of Green Revolution?
Sir, Green Revolution made our country self-sufficient in terms of food grain. However, it greatly contributed to economic growth also. However, it has some negative impact also, like leading to desertification and uneven distribution of green revolution, and the groundwater degradation in Punjab and other states, and also the other issues that are rising, like non-focus on nutrient crops and focusing away from the other crops, natural agroclimatic crops towards the fatty
Shivam,
acid.
can you correlate the migration of your father to the social impact of Green Revolution?
Sir, economic growth, we can say that the social impact that the standard of living increased during those days in Punjab very much as compared to other states. That was the main social reason, and it also led to our standard of living being increasing also. That
Shivam,
was the main social.
what do you understand by the word bhaiya? Is it a term related to social condescension in Punjab?
Sir, actually, it is being used for the migrants in Punjab in a negative connotation. However, it is not the reality. However, we can see some instances here and there. However, it is not the ground reality, because there is a lot of contribution from the migrants also. Yes, it is a social. It is said in social negative connotation.
Okay. You were speaking about metaverse with our panelist. What do you understand by Advaita philosophy?
Sir, Advaita philosophy is given by uh, Adi Shankaracharya, which propounds the monism, and which promotes the idea of Aham Brahmasmi and Tattvamasi, that everything is Brahm, and we only need to realize that we are Brahm.
Okay. So can you correlate the idea of metaverse with Advaita philosophy?
Sir, Advaita teaches us to rise above our thoughts and realize the reality. However, metaverse deviates us away from the reality by enhancing the digital avatars and digital enhancement, which is against the philosophy of Advaitism to realize Brahma within.
Are you sure it is against the core idea of Advaita metaverse? Are you certain? Because
Yes, sir.
the virtual self is ultimately a manifestation of the real self, and the real self is a manifestation of the Brahman. The Atma and the Paramatma are one
Yes,
and the
sir.
same thing, isn't it? So the
Yes,
virtual
sir.
self,
In that,
can you see the virtual self as a manifestation of the real self?
yes, sir. Certainly, it is the manifestation of real Brahma, as Vivekananda has also said that Nama and Rupa are also the part of Brahma, which we can realize. It is the metaverse is part of, in some way, uh, the Brahma.
But just a while back, you were disagreeing with me.
Sir, uh, uh, I was giving the main idea of the Adi Shankaracharya, because in classic Advaitism, uh, uh, the Shankaracharya uh, considers every other thing as a mithya and not as Paramarthic Sat. However, in New Advaitism of Swami Vivekananda or Aurobindo Ghosh, Nam Rupa are also part of Brahma. I was
Okay.
talking in that context.
Okay. Just make a brief comment about this thing. A couple from our country recently married in metaverse, and a deceased grandfather also attended the wedding. What would you have to say about this?
Sir, I would say it is a great platform where a person and persons can meet their close relatives in a digital enhanced world, and also where it is not physically to be present, and it will certainly will be a progressive step where persons at a very large physical distance can meet and have meet.
Anyway, Shivam, I think it would have been better if dead people remained inside their graves. Uh, what do you know about caste relations in Sikhism? Can you trace the origin of Sikhism?
Yes, sir. Sikhism was the first Guru Nanak Dev Ji founded the Sikh uh, uh, religion. However, the Guru Gobind Singh Ji uh, gave it the real form that it is in today, of Khalsa form, that Guru Gobind Singh Ji also played a very important role in this. And yes, there is caste stratification in Sikhism also, like Jat, Ramgadiya are there in terms of caste stratification. And I think it is mainly because of the nature of Indian society, where in every religion we can find some kind of caste stratification on the basis of occupation, other.
Okay. Uh, do you know anything about the Bhakti movement? Is it anywhere related to Sikhism?
Yes, sir. Guru Nanak Dev Ji was the one of Sagun, one of the Nirgun Bhakti proponent during that time, where it propagated from the south to northern India during
Okay.
16th century.
All right, Shivam. One last question. What do you understand by national interest in foreign affairs?
That national interest is can be seen in various aspects, like social, political, economic aspects, and we promote our national interest from through diplomacy mainly. And however, the national interest war is also can be seen as a sign of national interest, like Russia and Ukraine war. However, India mostly relies on soft power, but we are also capable of hard power to pursue our national.
Okay. All right, Shivam. That will be it from my end. I will now, if Pratik sir is with us, Pratik sir to further question the candidate. Thank you, sir.
Hello, Shivam. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
So you said about you mentioned e-governance model, correct?
Yes, sir.
Will you explain to us what is e-governance model?
Sir, e-governance model is basically the use of information technology uh, in terms of the relationship between government to business, and government to people relationships, where government uses the IT technology to strengthen these relations.
Please enlighten us about your motivation towards civil services examination.
Sir, my main motivation for joining and pursuing the civil services is that I will be able to fulfill my biological and psychological responsibilities. That is, my biological responsibilities towards my parents, to fulfill my responsibility, and also my psychological responsibilities, where I will be able to contribute positively towards society as well as achieve my full potential.
Okay. So you worked for, you contributed towards funding this Kerala floods, right?
Yes,
let me ask this question. So these disasters, they bring a very huge, enormous financial burden to the states, right?
Yes.
And after the introduction of GST regime, the states have agreed to pool their sovereignty, correct? They have forfeited some of their taxation powers, correct? So, in view of this, in view of all this, does GST regime, the legal framework of the GST regime, in any way tries to address this, particularly in the case of disasters, etc.?
Sir, actually, uh, GST mainly is about the goods and services tax. However, disaster management fund and disaster mitigation fund, as per my knowledge, is out of GST, and also the cess charge. The decision about the cess uh, regarding to disaster management is also, as per my knowledge, is outside the GST. However, it promotes cooperative federalism. GST Council acts as cooperative federalism, where the concerned government, central and the state, can have better coordination.
Okay, let's move on. Suppose I'm giving you a scenario. Suppose you are an SDM in a locality, in an area, and in there is a mohalla, there is a locality where the people are not ready to take vaccines, COVID vaccines. You have worked for community awareness with relation to COVID, right? So how will you motivate them, inspire them towards taking vaccine?
Sir, I will first of all explain them the benefits of getting vaccinated and how harmful that virus is, and I will show them data that there is not any kind of bad impact or large side effects of the vaccine. And I will also take the help of the religious leaders and also the NGOs, so that sometimes religion is also being used for not getting vaccinated. And I will use the stakeholder approach and better coordination and communication in the community to promote a vaccine awareness.
So you have a very peculiar interest. How did you develop this interest of related to Advait Vedanta and Advait philosophy?
Sir, it mainly develops when I started meditation when I was in 8th, 9th class, and my father taught me how to meditate and what are the steps to be followed. And thereafter, I developed the spiritual interest in spiritual philosophies, and I read different spiritual philosophers. And however, later I got interested in Advaita philosophy. Currently, I am
if you have to explain Advait Vedanta in just one sentence, what you will say?
I will say that Brahm Satya, Jagat Mithya Brahm Satya, Jiva Brahmhav Napara, means that Jagat, the world is illusion, and only Brahm is Satya, and Jiva, and the Brahm is not different.
So I can say that you will be very easily de-empathized, if I may use the word, de-empathized with the problems of the society, because you will easily shrug it off as mithya. You can easily, a while ago, while explaining Vipassana, you said you can be emotionally de-attached. So you can be emotionally de-attached with the social problems also, with the corruption in your office also.
Sir, actually, yes, sir. No, actually, non-attachment and de-attachment are two different things. And non-attachment being means that not self-centeredness, and de-attachment to some extent leads to indifference. And however, non-attachment leads to more empathy and compassion, and it is mainly with regards to self-centeredness, which will be dissolved, and it will certainly help me in empathizing and being compassionate towards the people.
Please explain the concept of liberation in Advaita Vedanta.
Sir, Advaita Vedanta is provides basically the practical method to realize that we are Brahm, and there are actually two components to it, like sadhyam and sadhana. Sadhyam is the aim that we have to achieve. However, Adi Shankaracharya said we have already achieved sadhyam, that is, we are Brahm, and we only have to realize through shedding our ignorance. That is liberation.
Okay. So, okay. Why geography? You are from BCA, you have interest towards towards philosophies. Why not philosophy? Why not computer-related subjects? Why geography?
Sir, I always wanted to learn something new because I am also from the science background in 12th, and geography is much about science and technical knowledge like temperature, pressure. That's why I think
Okay, in that case, please explain. In that case, please explain what is marine heat waves and what are its effects on Indian Ocean.
Sir, marine heat wave is mainly the general increase in temperature for at least 5 days, and currently Arabian Sea and the Bay of Bengal is experiencing the marine heat waves in recent times. As per also the IPCC report, it is increasing, leading to cyclonic formation. Sir, Indian Ocean is experiencing coral bleaching and also increasing number of cyclones recently in Arabian Sea, leading to increasing destruction in the western coast, and also the increase climate change that is happening in coastal regions are the main impact.
Okay, thank you. Over to Ashish, please.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, I'll a question. Basically, it is in response to your answer. In one of your answer to Amresh sir's question, you said that you will promote village tourism. I would request you to opt for one district, okay? Maybe from your place, or maybe from, and just share with us that how can you promote village tourism in that particular village of the district of your choice.
Sir, there is Variana village in adjacent to our Jalandhar city, and it is being famous for very famous Gurudwara Sabha. Gurudwara is there, and also the greenery. It is famous for the agriculture fields. I will use these two components to provide village tourism, and I will also promote homestay where villagers and rural population can increase their income.
So you see that this culture of homestays have really led to problems in states like Uttarakhand, in states like Himachal Pradesh, where a lot of infrastructure goes in supporting the tourists, and that comes at a cost of the service to the villagers. For example, the water and electricity given to homestays in Uttarakhand or Himachal Pradesh, that comes at a cost to the electricity or water provided to the nearby villages. How would you tackle that problem, given that there is always a resource constraint?
Sir, we also have to see that if we don't promote homestays, it will lead to private infrastructure and hotels and restaurants that will be much harmful to the society and to the environment, in particular in states like Uttarakhand. And we can promote resource efficiency through promoting efficient use of the electricity. However, we can also promote the no electricity house stays where they can experience the real life of a villager, that how they live without electricity and light. And we can also promote the traditional way of water collection, like through wells, where the pressure on water and the resources will be less.
Okay, I hope you do find takers for this model of village tourism. Okay, fine. My next question would be from the topic of Buddhism, because you are a practicing Vipassana meditator. Buddha believes that there is a rebirth, but Buddha does not believe in the idea of a permanent entity called soul. So what it is that leads to rebirth when there is nothing permanent in this world?
Sir, in Buddhism, Buddha don't believe in soul because he believes that it is our the components from our mind and consciousness that goes into the environment. It is not our soul mainly. It is the emotions, the consciousness, the component of consciousness that goes into the environment. And during rebirth, it also during rebirth it combines uh, as a newborn baby. And however, there is also one thing that we need to understand, that where Buddha says that it is not our soul that transfers through different bodies, or just like milk becomes curd, and milk can also become butter, later clarified butter. And however, milk is not same as curd. Similarly, our consciousness that travels and that takes birth is also not same. That's why he says there is no transfer of soul.
Okay, something in continuation to the philosophy of Buddhism. If you talk of the time period up to say 3rd century BC, 2nd century BC, the island, the Indian subcontinent was fully Buddhist in nature. What really led to the decline of the population of Buddhists in the subcontinent?
So there are few reasons that led to disappearance of Buddhism from Indian continent, and one of the main reason is it got assimilated into the Hindu religion. And also the Buddhism uh, was not against Buddhism was against the Varna system that the traditional society didn't like. And also Buddhism, there was some extent that Buddhism didn't prohibited eating meat. That was also not seen good by the Hindu culture during that.
How did Gautam Buddha die?
Sir, he consumed one meat from one poor person, and it is said that it leads to food poisoning. That's how he died.
So how could Gautam Buddha consume meat when consumption of meat is not allowed in Buddhism?
Sir, it is not sorry, sir. It is not prohibited to consume meat in Buddhism, because Buddha says whatever is provided to you by anybody, and we are only bhikkhu, and we are only the uh, devotee of God, and we need not to hesitate to consume anything provided by our devotee.
Okay. Fine. Now, taking away from the Buddhist philosophy, I would draw you to Indian economy. What has been RBI's stance, the central bank's stance in the past 6 to 7 months? Has it been accommodative? Has it been expansionary? What has been the stand of Reserve Bank of India?
Sir, in past 11 meetings, the RBI has taken the stand of accommodative stand of keeping, and also kept the interest rate, the rate at 4%. Also decided in today's meeting, and to control the inflation and keeping it around 2 to 6.
Okay. There is a talk of that RBI's functioning creates a conflict of interest because on one hand, it tries to keep the interest rate to control inflation. On the other hand, it tries to keep the interest rate at a level where it causes an easy borrowing by the government. What, according to you, is the solution that should come out to resolve this conflict of interest for the central bank?
Sir, as we know that having some inflation is also good for economy, because it is indicator of growth. And with regard to that, it also makes easy for the government to raise loan at medium interest that is prevailing. And we can reduce this conflict of interest by uh, increasing the coordination between monetary policy and fiscal policy of the RBI and government respectively by having one member from the fiscal policy making department in the monetary policy committee. In this way, we can improve on the.
Will it not lead to intimidation of the central bankers from the government?
No, sir. We can have certain mechanism where member can't interfere in the process of monetary MPC because already there is 3 members in MPC and it is doing very much better in terms of decision taking, and also RBI governor has the extra vote or the cascading vote. I think it will not create any problem.
Okay. There is a famous statement, just let me know if you have heard this or not, that government is all about budget. Have you heard this statement?
Yes, sir. I have partial knowledge. I have heard this in.
Okay. So because this statement has been made by some of the the political experts or the economists, that government is all about budget. So can you identify the reasons for which it is said that government is all about the budget, and do you agree with the statement or not?
Sir, government is all about budget. It is in the sense that government do anything only for the getting budget passed and to generate revenue, and it has a negative connotation regard to government, where government is seen as only in terms of money or economy. However, government is not only about or all about budget only. It is also, as India is a welfare state, and government has a very important role to play in terms of socio-economic progress that India is doing.
Just my last follow-up question, if you can answer in one line: what happens if the budget is defeated? If the budget is not passed?
It will lead to fall of government because it will be seen as no confidence of the government.
Okay, thank you. Sir, that will be it from my side.
Thank you, Ashish sir. So thank you, Shivam. So we had a long conversation. So now the question answers round is over. Okay. So Shivam, now we will be giving our inputs to you. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So you can take a glass of water if you want.
No, sir, I'm okay.
I would say you please take it because I think you're not feeling well also.
Yes, sir. Okay. I will take few minutes. Okay, sir.
So, okay.
Yes, sir. I'm now feeling well.
Okay, very good. Very good. So Shivam, I'll give my inputs to you, and other panelists will be giving their own. Okay, so maybe it can vary. Okay, but you have to take it in a positive way. Okay,
Yes,
so maybe we can be a bit critics. Okay, okay, but you have to learn the things, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So Shivam, कब है आपका interview?
Sir, my interview is on 19 May.
19th May. आपके पास अभी टाइम है 1 महीने का. ओके. सो शिवम, मेन एग्जामिनेशन आपका कैसा था? ये आपका फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट है?
यस सर.
ओके. मेन एग्जामिनेशन आपके हिसाब से कैसा था?
सर, it was very good. I did my best. I think I will be getting more than 800.
वेरी गुड. ओके. सो ऑप्शनल आपका अच्छा गया था? सारे क्वेश्चंस किए आपने?
यस सर. यस सर.
ओके, ठीक है. सो शिवम, मैं आपके पहले कुछ पॉजिटिव चीज़ों को बताऊंगा. मैं कोशिश करूंगा नेगेटिव चीज़ों को भी हाईलाइट करने की. ओके. सो शिवम, व्हाट आई हैव ऑब्जर्व्ड, you have a very pleasant or very nice smile. Okay, you wear a beautiful smile on your face. Okay, so ये throughout conversation रहा. Okay, so आप कभी भी पैनिक नहीं दिखाई दिए. आप काफी पेशेंट रहे. कोई भी क्वेश्चंस आपके सामने आए, आपने उसको पेशेंसली हैंडल किया. तो ये आई वुड से कि प्लीज कीप इट अप, ये काफी इम्पोर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट है पर्सनालिटी का।
थैंक यू।
आप कॉन्फिडेंट लगे मुझे हर क्वेश्चंस के आंसर में, आप परेशान नहीं हो रहे थे। ओके, आप से बातें करते समय इट फील्स वेरी सेंसिटिव टॉक, इट इज नॉट फीलिंग लाइक कि एक कैजुअल टॉक है, एक सेंसिटिव टॉक लग रहा था, और ये काफी अच्छा है विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू एनी लाइक पर्सनालिटी टेस्ट राउंड। ओके, आपको नॉलेज बहुत अच्छा है। ओके, आपको बहुत ज़्यादा वर्क करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है फैक्चुअली। ओके, आई गिव सम सजेशंस ऑल्सो जहाँ पे आप थोड़ा कुछ चीज़ों को देखिएगा, बट आई वुड से कि नॉलेज वाइज यू आर गुड। ओके, आप काफ़ी हम्बल लगे। ओके, इट इज़ नॉट लाइक यू आर एन एरोगेंट पर्सनालिटी। आप काफ़ी विनम्रता से जो भी पैनलिस्ट ने आंसर्स क्वेश्चंस पूछे आपने उनका आंसर किया। ओके ओके, सो कुछ एक दो छोटी छोटी चीज़ें मैं पॉइंट आउट करना चाहूँगा, ऑल्दो आई डिड नॉट फाइंड एनी मिस्टेक। ओके, और आई वुड से कि आई अप्रिशिएट योर रिस्पॉन्स, काफ़ी अच्छा कन्वर्सेशन था ये। एक दो छोटी छोटी लाइक मे बी स्लिप ऑफ टंग हो सकता है। आई हैड आस्क्ड डिफरेंस इन टाइम और टाइम जोन। ओके, तो इंटरनेशनल डेडलाइन जो आपका जिगजैग होता है, उसका रीज़न ये है कि जब हम उस डेडलाइन को क्रॉस करते हैं ना, डेट लाइन बोला जाता है उसको, मतलब डेट ही चेंज हो जाता है 24 आवर्स से। तो हम जब उस लाइन को क्रॉस करते हैं तो क्या होता है कि ग्रीनविच से जब हम मेजर करते हैं तो हम ईस्ट की ओर जाते हैं तो हम हाफ डे आगे जाते हैं, और वेस्ट की ओर जाते हैं तो हाफ डे पीछे जाते हैं। तो फाइनली वो एक सेम लाइन होता है जो उसके जस्ट अपोजिट होता है, तो वो लाइन पे 24 आवर्स का डिफरेंस क्रिएट हो जाता है, इसलिए उसको डेट लाइन ही बोलते हैं। तो होता क्या है कि अगर कोई स्मॉल आइलैंड है, वहां से वो लाइन स्ट्रेट गुजर जाएगा तो आइलैंड के दोनों साइड एक दिन का डिफरेंस क्रिएट हो जाएगा, इसलिए उसको ऐसे पास कर दिया जाता है जिगजैग से। तो यहाँ पे टाइम जोन का कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं होता, टाइम जोन इज समथिंग एल्स। जब कोई स्टेट की बाउंड्री बहुत बड़ी होती है तो होता है कि हम किसी एक मेरिडियन को रेफरेंस नहीं ले सकते हैं, तो वहाँ पे मल्टीपल मेरिडियंस को लिया जाता है रेफरेंस, और वो अलग अलग टाइम जोन्स कहलाते हैं। जैसे रसिया में बहुत सारे हैं, आपके यूएस में बहुत सारे हैं। ओके, यू माइट हैव लाइक लर्नड ऑल दोस थिंग्स। तो यहाँ पे डिफरेंस इन टाइम नॉट टाइम जोन। ओके, एक छोटी सी मिस्टेक है बट मार्जिनल है। ओके, दैट डज नॉट मैटर एट ऑल। ओके, आई एम सेइंग कि आप बिल्कुल मत सोचिए कि इट इज गोइंग टू मैटर इन योर पर्सनालिटी टेस्ट। ओके, नेक्स्ट इज व्हाट, और जब अगर कोई पैनलिस्ट आपको कोई क्वेश्चन रिपीट करता है तो आप थोड़ा और सोचना। यहाँ पे मैंने आपको रिपीट किया था कि डिफरेंस इन टाइम और टाइम जोन, मैंने आपको मौका दिया था सोचने के लिए, बट आपने हरी होके आंसर किया। थोड़ा सा आप 1-2 सेकंड सोचते, मे बी आप मिस्टेक कर रहे होंगे, इसलिए पैनलिस्ट ने आपको मौका दिया। यू आर गेटिंग माई पॉइंट? ओके, सेकेंड, आप का वापस से मे बी स्लिप ऑफ टंग होगा, या मे बी आप अवेयर नहीं होंगे। आपने हमारे किसी पैनलिस्ट को बोला था कि पॉपुलेशन डेंसिटी जो है वो पंजाब का ज्यादा है बिहार से। आई थिंक सो।
एक्चुअली आई वाज यस,
सिटी
मैं कहना चाहता था कि
सिटी डेंसिटी। ओके, सो फिर पंजाब नहीं बोलना चाहिए, मतलब ठीक है, मतलब लेट इट बी, दैट इज अंडरस्टूड कि आपका मीनिंग क्या था, बट स्टिल मतलब अगर कोई उसको नेगेटिव सेंस में लेना चाहेगा तो ऑलमोस्ट आई वुड से कि हाफ के आसपास है पॉपुलेशन डेंसिटी ऑफ पंजाब टू बिहार। ओके, बिहार इज वन ऑफ द मोस्ट पॉपुलेटेड प्लेस ऑफ द नेशन। ओके ओके, ठीक है, दैट इज ऑल्सो मार्जिनल। ओके, तो एक क्वेश्चन था जिसका आंसर आप कुछ अच्छा कर सकते थे, जैसे हमारे श्री प्रतीक सर ने आपको एक क्वेश्चन पूछा था, वो काफी अच्छा क्वेश्चन था कि जियोग्राफी को आपने ऑप्शनल सब्जेक्ट क्यों लिया। ओके, सी, ये क्वेश्चन इसलिए नहीं है कि आपके नॉलेज को टेस्ट करने के लिए, ये क्वेश्चन इसलिए है कि आपकी ऑनेस्टी और आपकी लाइक भोलेपन को टेस्ट करने के लिए। मतलब दैट इज दैट पार्ट ऑफ द पर्सनालिटी, क्योंकि ऑफ कोर्स इसके पीछे कोई लॉजिक नहीं है। हम कोई भी सब्जेक्ट को ऑप्शनल सब्जेक्ट क्यों बनाते हैं, इसका एक रीजन है कि मुझे इंटरेस्ट है उस सब्जेक्ट पे, मुझे पढ़ना पसंद है, और उससे भी बड़ा रीजन कि मैं एक एग्जाम की तैयारी कर रहा हूँ और मुझे एग्जाम को क्रैक करना है। यही सबसे मेन रीजन है, राइट। और यही भोलापन है, यही ऑनेस्टी है। आपने जो इसके पीछे लॉजिक दी तो वो थोड़ी सूट नहीं हो रही थी कि मैं नए चीजों को सीखना चाहता हूँ, मुझे नई चीजों में इंटरेस्ट है, इसलिए जियोग्राफी ऑप्शनल ले लिया। तो आई वुड रेकमेंड शिवम कि वो आंसर की जगह पे आप ये आंसर को सूट करना कि सर आई एम वेरी मच इंटरेस्ट, चूंकि मेरा साइंस बैकग्राउंड रहा, जियोग्राफी समहाउ साइंटिफिक सब्जेक्ट, सो आई एम वेरी मच इंटरेस्टेड इन जियोग्राफी, आई वांट टू I love this subject, and when I when I made the strategy कि कैसे मुझे क्रैक करना है, तो जियोग्राफी was one of the best suitable subjects, so I chose geography as an optional. So this is like correct answer of this question. Okay, ठीक है। उसके बाद एक क्वेश्चन था, ओके, जो आपके मार्क्स को बढ़ा सकता है मेरे अकॉर्डिंग। ओके, मैंने आपसे क्वेश्चन पूछा था रूरल डेवलपमेंट, आप एक डिप्यूटी कलेक्टर है, आप लाइक एक रूरल डिस्ट्रिक्ट में आप वहाँ पे लाइक कार्यरत हैं, तो आप क्या स्टेप लेंगे? तो आपका जो आंसर था, आई लाइक दैट वेरी मच, क्योंकि आपने उसको तुरंत से रूरल वर्ड के साथ आपने रिलेट किया एग्रीकल्चर को एज ए सॉल्यूशन। ओके, तो आई वुड से कि इट वाज गुड अकॉर्डिंग टू मी। रीजन आई एम टेलिंग यू कि ये अच्छा आंसर है, इसलिए मैं आपको मतलब वापस से एक्सप्लेन कर रहा हूँ कि मे बी आप उसका रीजन जान रहे हैं चाहे नहीं, लेकिन ये एक अच्छा लॉजिकल आपने आंसर किया है कि जब भी हम कोई डेवलपमेंट का काम करने की कोशिश करते हैं या कुछ सिस्टम में चेंज लाने की कोशिश करते हैं, तो जो सबसे पहली चीज है ना, वो होती है फिजिबिलिटी। उसको ध्यान में रख के करते हैं। एवरीथिंग इज इन वेन इफ यू आर जस्ट डूइंग ऑन इमेजिनेशन। ओके, तो फिजिबिलिटी के ही दम पे आप डेवलपमेंट ला सकते हो, प्रोग्रेस कर सकते हो। तो जब हम विलेज की बात करते हैं तो देयर लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स, ओके, कि हम एजुकेशन सिस्टम बहुत अच्छा कर देंगे, हम हेल्थ इंफ्रा बहुत अच्छा कर देंगे, देयर लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स, बट इंटरेस्ट लेवल जो विलेजेस का है अभी भी, जो उनकी रोजी रोटी है, वो है एग्रीकल्चर। तो जो एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव ऑफिसर एग्रीकल्चर को पहले पिन करेगा ना, तो ज्यादा लोग उसको टेंड करेंगे, और फिर वहीं से कहानी आगे बढ़ेगी, वहीं से लाइक व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ एजुकेशन। एजुकेशन कैन बी ऑफ एनी सब्जेक्ट्स। ओके, तो अल्टीमेट गोल ऑफ एजुकेशन इज व्हाट, लाइक प्रोग्रेस और डेवलपमेंट। ओके, तो ये जो आपने पिन किया ना, कि जो आपने फर्स्ट वर्ड बोला ना एग्रीकल्चर, तो आई थिंक सो ऐसे कुछ चीजें जब आपको आपका ओपिनियन पूछे और उस ओपिनियन को फिजिबिलिटी के हिसाब से फटाक से बोलते हो, तो ये आपके मार्क्स को इंक्रीज कर सकता है। ओके, एंड आई वुड अप्रिशिएट फॉर योर आंसर। ओके,
थैंक यू।
सो ये था मेरे साइड से। आई वुड सजेस्ट समथिंग लाइक, आपका हेल्थ थोड़ा मुझे डाउन दिख रहा है। ओके, तो आप प्लीज टेक केयर कीजिए हेल्थ को भी साइड वाइज, इट इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। ओके, आप बीमार बिल्कुल भी मत पड़िए, बाहर का खाना मत खाइए, ठीक है, टेक केयर। ओके, एंड मुझे लगता है कि आप बस थोड़ा करंट अफेयर्स, ये सारी चीज़ों की को थोड़ा देख लीजिएगा, मतलब एकदम से इग्नोर नहीं कीजिए। ओके, रेस्ट आपका जो टोन है, आपका जो हम्बलनेस है, आई लाइक पर्सनली अ लॉट। ओके, सो आई एंजॉयड entire conversation a lot. Okay, so wish you all the best, Shivam. Okay, so I'd request to other panelists, so please give their valuable inputs to you. Okay, so thank you very much, Shivam.
Thank you, sir.
It seems Umesh sir is not with us, and
Okay, sir.
yes,
Let me.
sir, yes, sir has just joined us. So,
Sorry
sir,
for the delay.
Amresh sir
Yes,
has
sir.
Amresh sir has given his inputs, and
Yes,
we
yes, I
look
was
forward
I
to.
was listening to him.
Please, sir.
Yes,
Please, sir.
yes, yes.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, okay, okay. So, Shivam, Amresh sir has whatever told, it completely applies to you. Shivam, are you there? Yeah, I can see you now. And I think that you are one of the perfect personalities for the personality test of UPSC, right?
Thank you,
And
sir.
yes, Amresh sir has already pointed out that you are wearing that beautiful smile on your face, right?
Thank you.
And actually, that was not that much visible when he was interacting with you, and that is the reason why I asked you to bring the camera a little bit closer to you,
Yeah, okay.
right?
Yes.
And I followed all the complete conversation, and I found you a very very promising candidate. इसमें कोई doubt
Thank you.
ही नहीं है, ठीक है
Thank you.
शिवम? And what you have to take care of, you don't have to commit some blunder or some mistakes that may snatch one of the best opportunities that you are going to get.
Yes.
इस बात का ध्यान रखना है शिवम. And
Yes.
be polite as you were today, ठीक है? अगर आप और भी मॉक इंटरव्यूज अगर अटेंड करते हैं तो आपको हो सकता है वहां पे ये थोड़ा सा बोला जाए कि ब्रिंग मोर एनर्जी, या फिर आप थोड़ा सा स्पीड
Yes.
में बोलिए.
Yes, sir. Yes,
प्लीज
sir.
डोंट डू दैट. यू वेयर कंप्लीट योर नेचुरल सेल्फ, इसमें कोई डाउट
Okay.
नहीं है, राइट? यू वेयर कंप्लीटली नेचुरल, एंड वट एवर यू आर स्पीकिंग इट वॉज कमिंग नेचुरली, राइट?
ओके, क्योंकि सर मुझे एक मॉक में बोला भी गया था कि आप बहुत धीमा बोलते हो, आप थोड़ा ऊंचा बोलो, मुझे एक जगह ऐसा बोला.
सी ऊंचा बोलो. आपने ऑफलाइन वो मॉक इंटरव्यू अटेंड किया था या ऑनलाइन?
ऑफलाइन. ऑफलाइन.
हाँ, वो केस हो सकता है क्योंकि ऑनलाइन में आप माइक्रोफोन के थ्रू आपकी आवाज हम तक आती है, एंड दैट इज प्रीटी ओके. बट ऑफलाइन में आप अपनी आवाज को कंसीडर करते हुए ये ऊंचा बोलना इज ओके, बट प्लीज डू नॉट इंक्रीज स्पीड ऑफ योर स्पीकिंग. क्योंकि बिलीव मी, जो वहां पे जो ब्यूरोक्रेट्स हैं, जो वहां पे मेंबर्स हैं यूपीएससी में, they like those people who are very patiently speaking. दो चीजें मुझे काफी अच्छी लगी. You are letting the person complete his question. स्पेशली मैंने जानबूझ के क्वेश्चन इतना लंबा पूछा था so that you may try to jump answering it, but you didn't do that, which was very very impressive, to be honest. Right?
Thank you.
And whenever you are answering, you are very patiently putting your point. Even if you are giving a long answer, it is coming with adequate delay, the perfect delay that is required there, right? So please do not change. If your voice, pitch of your voice is little bit lower side, try to increase that. Just increase, become bit more louder, I would say, but do not interfere with your speed. That is perfectly fine, absolutely fine, no problem in that, right? And your head movement, your expression, everything is okay. Please do not interfere with that. There may be some people who may ask you to do a little bit changes, but please don't do that. You are complete natural, right? This was all about good about you, right? Since now I'll come something which you will definitely get question from those area of your DAF. Since you have written Vipassana is almost everyone is knowing about it nowadays. Every intellectual who is a well-learned person, who is a well-read person, they all know about it. It is so much in the open space, open internet space, right? And I would not be surprised if more than one members are there have already done the Vipassana.
Yes.
See, I myself have attended 2 complete 10 days courses there, and it changes your personality. And the moment you spoke initially, I was very much sure that you have not attended any session.
Yes.
Had you attended, your answer would have been entirely different for my initial question, right? That a lot. So you were very smart that you told the truth, right?
Yes,
had you tried to bluff me that you have attended, so it would have been gone very very negative. But I'm very very glad that you stuck to the truth.
Yes.
Right? So please continue this. Okay, second thing, read. You might have watched the videos, but read a lot. Just go to their website, vipassana.org. Right, there are large number of information. What is Vipassana? What are the benefits of it? You will find a long pending list of the people who are waiting. I mean, 3-4 months before they apply and they get a chance. Right. So read about it, because the meaning which you told me, it was completely wrong. If you are practicing something from 2.5 years, you have mentioned that in DAF, you should know, at least meaning you should know. That was only negative thing, right? Second thing, is apart from reading, just know about the life of the SN Goenka, right? How he popularized it, what his life has been. Just try to read a brief biography that is given there in Wikipedia. Okay, so this much you need to do. Rest were completely fine, and be prepared for the Vipassana, because they are, I'm 100% sure that they are going to ask you questions. In all of my interviews, I had written Vipassana. In 2 of them, I had written Vipassana. I got questions directly from them, and the people were so curious. I mean, they were competing to that who will ask the question from the Vipassana. So one member asked, then the second one was asking. He was telling कि sir मैंने already पूछ लिया है, आप कुछ और पूछिए. It happened like that the year I got IPS. So I was also laughing there. What are they doing? The chairman sir started, then the first member, then the second member also is talking about Vipassana. So please do an intense study. You will be not spared here, right? सब aspect कर लीजिए, जो कुछ भी है ना, सारे information, right? YouTube में they may even ask about the critical analysis of Vipassana. जैसे आपने बताया कि it talks about letting go of your desires, ठीक है? तो काउंटर क्वेश्चंस हो सकते हैं कि आपकी लाइफ में डिजायर्स ही नहीं है, तो आप कैसे बेहतर कर पाएंगे सोसाइटी के लिए? when you are feeling contented in yourself, which is the ultimate objective of Vipassana, फिर आप ज्यादा मेहनत नहीं करते हैं, you feel contented, you feel fulfillment your life. तो ये इसका क्रिटिकल एनालिसिस का जवाब तैयार रखिए, राइट? एंड द सेकंड थिंग, मैंने पूछा था कि आप एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन में कैसे यूज करेंगे इसको, तो वहां पे आपको बोलने की जरूरत थी, ये नहीं थी कि मैं ये एम्पैथी कंपैशन आएगा, दैट इज ओके, बट द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग दैट दिस मेडिटेशन टीचेस यू इज अवेयरनेस. विपश्यना, सी द थिंग्स द वे दे आर, ये इसका मीनिंग है. वी मतलब जैसा, पश्यना मतलब देखना, जो जैसा है उसको वैसे देखो. उससे क्या होता है कि the most important factor for any civil service, or let's say for any person in the life, is being aware, being alert, right? Being aware of yourself, around surroundings, and then you could add up that it has made me more emotionally intelligent, which is one of the biggest attribute of a very good civil servant, right? अगर आपने इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस वाला पॉइंट लिया है, इट विल बिकम अ वेरी गुड आंसर. अवेयरनेस, इंटेलिजेंस, राइट? एट द सेम टाइम इट कीप्स माय हेड कूल. आज के डेट में लाइक सोशल मीडिया इज देयर, एवरीवन इज वाचिंग टू द सिविल सर्वेंट. आप मीडिया में क्या बोल रहे हैं, क्या नहीं बोल रहे हैं, यू हैव टू बी अवेयर. एवरी वर्ड ऑफ योर्स शुड कम आउट आफ्टर अ कंप्लीट क्रिटिकल एनालिसिस. ऐसे आंसर कीजिए, दैट वुड बिकम अ वेरी गुड आंसर, right? Rest is completely fine. Wish you all the best, Shivam. If you want to ask me anything, you are welcome.
सर, क्या हम बोलने के समय हाथ मूवमेंट कर सकते हैं? हाथ अगर मैं हिला रहा हूँ बोलने के समय,
क्या हाथ का मूवमेंट?
हाँ जी, जैसे हम बोलने के समय हाथ मूवमेंट करते हैं, तो फिंगर्स से ऐसे एक्सप्लेन करते हैं तो ज्यादा मैसेज कन्वे कर पाते हैं. क्या वो सही होगा, या फिर उनके हाथ स्टिल रख?
नहीं, ये एडवाइजेबल नहीं है शिवम. वो क्या है, कई बार लोगों को इरिटेटिंग लगता है, ठीक है? जैसे आप जब खड़े होके बात करते हैं तो दैट इज एडवाइजेबल. जो आपका बॉडी लैंग्वेज है, जो आपका स्पीकिंग स्टाइल है, दैट इज बेसिकली एडवाइज्ड व्हेन यू आर स्पीकिंग स्टैंडिंग पोजीशन. जब आप बैठ के बात करते हैं, योर हैंड शुड बी, देखो हाथ को ना लॉक कर लिया करो, नॉट लाइक दिस, ऐसे लॉक कर लो. देखो उससे 2 फायदा होता है मैं बता रहा हूँ, अपने लैब के ऊपर ऐसे करके रख लीजिए। एक तो ये होता है कि जब कभी डर से थोड़ी बहुत शिवरिंग होती है अगर हाथों में या पैरों में, तो आप ऐसे करके रखते हैं ना, तो दैट शिवरिंग जो आप कभी थोड़ी सी आती है ना, दैट गेट्स एब्जॉर्ब इन दिस शॉक एब्जॉर्बर पोजीशन। एक फायदा इसका ये है। दूसरा फायदा है आपका हाथ मूवमेंट ऐसे ही बंद हो जाएगा। जस्ट डू दिस। ऐसे करके बैठते हैं ना, आप देखते होंगे पुराने जो बड़े लोग हैं वो ऐसे करके बैठ जाते हैं, जो वो मतलब सीनियर ब्यूरोक्रेट्स हैं वो अपने सामने हाथ कैसे रख के बैठ जाते हैं, राइट? तो जस्ट डू दिस। ओके ओके शिवम, थैंक यू, दैट वाज इट फ्रॉम माय साइड। विश यू बेस्ट ऑफ लक।
Thank you.
Thank you, Umesh sir. Shivam, I do not have much to add to what Umesh sir has said. In fact, I just want to reiterate what he has said in especially in the context of Vipassana. सर जो कह रहे थे कि आपको उस चीज पे बहुत ज्यादा ग्रिल किया जा सकता है। इनफैक्ट सर के बाद मैंने आपसे क्वेश्चंस करना शुरू किया, तो मैंने पहले ही सोचा था कि आपसे एक क्वेश्चन पूछूंगा विपश्यना को लेके, लेकिन सर ने काफी सारे क्वेश्चंस आपसे पूछे थे, तो मैंने फिर वो क्वेश्चन ड्रॉप कर दिया। तो मैं आपको वो बात अभी यहाँ पे इसलिए बताना चाह रहा हूँ बिकॉज आई वॉन्ट टू ब्रिंग योर अटेंशन टू द माइंड ऑफ अ इंटरव्यूअर, कि एक इंटरव्यूअर के दिमाग में क्या चल रहा होता है। तो I want you to look into my mind so that you become more aware of what's going on in the head of the panelists. मुझे लगता है कि एक इंटरव्यूअर कैंडिडेट के क्लेम्स में और उसके पर्सनालिटी में कॉन्ट्राडिक्शंस खोजने की कोशिश करते हैं। से आपने विपश्यना कहा, और विपश्यना में एक सेंस ऑफ डिटैचमेंट की आइडिया है। I mean, Vipassana is not only detachment, but it is one of the key ideas in Vipassana, isn't it? And then you mentioned civil services as a secure job. है ना? So a person who is detached is looking for security. Are you getting me? That kind of is a contradiction. But it is an apparent contradiction, but it is not that it cannot be defended. So prepare, you know, when you use words, you use those words carefully and be ready to defend them. Fine. The way you are talking, smiling, structuring your answers, all of that is good, and I need not to say the same thing again. If I were to give you marks right now, and suppose I give you 190 marks, and by just making a few more changes, you can get that extra 10-12 marks. So why not make those changes? Fine. So first thing, just make sure that you are healthy on the day of the interview. You were coughing while we were questioning. That draws unnecessary attention to you. Okay. So make sure that you get rid of that sore throat. Fine. Wear a shirt of a lighter tone, the color of your shirt, a lighter shade. Fine. And a plain shirt, not checks, no checks or stripes, a plain lighter shade shirt. The knot of your tie could be sleeker. Okay. See, you are a very patient man, and God willing, you know, or maybe it has come because of the practice of meditation and Vipassana, or maybe more can be added to your personality, which is very good. You are a very calm and humble man. These are very good qualities. Okay. But the modern day bureaucrat also has to be a little witty, spontaneous, organized. Fine. So these are three important aspects: witty, spontaneity, and organized. And the look of you, the way you appear, tells a lot about the organization aspect of your personality. Okay. If you are well dressed, if your hair is well combed, if you are wearing a clean shaved face, and all of these things. These things are little things, but they tell you a lot. They tell a lot about the kind of person you are. Okay, spontaneity and wit are equally important qualities. While you have to be patient, you have to be calm and humble, you also have to be spontaneous and witty. At times the interviewer does not understand you simply because you are not able to say everything in one sentence. You know, we can't pack all of the meaning in one sentence. Can we do that? Can we pack all our meaning in one sentence? We can't pack all the meaning in one sentence. So when you make an answer, the interviewer does not understand you. So explain yourself, elaborate upon it. Why am I saying this and how am I saying this? I'll tell you. Umesh sir had asked you a question about agricultural and allied activities as a priority. And then he confronted you, and then he confronted you with the example of an unwilling youth, a youth who is more attracted or drawn towards the air conditioned chambers of a call center, isn't it? You could have defended yourself, you could have defended yourself much better. In the sense, you could have said, sir, agriculture and allied activities will be my priority. It is not my intention to prevent the youth from pursuing what they please. It is my intention to empower them when they choose to pursue agriculture and allied activities. है ना? There will not be only one youth in the village. There will be many youth in the village, and not all of them would be wanting to go to the call center. Your job as an administrator would be to empower the one who is willing to adopt agriculture. And once you empower one youth, many other youth will get attracted to agriculture. Are you getting me? Am I right?
Yes.
Could this not have been a better answer? You tell me.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Isn't it? And pack these sentences with a lot of politeness. My sir, my intention. Yes, sir. It is my humble intention. Such words. Okay, so you have to be polite. You don't have to disagree necessarily with the panelist. You are only explaining yourself. Shivam, you went offline for a brief moment. Am I audible now? Am I audible?
Yes, sorry, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
one last thing
Yes,
I have
sir.
to tell you. One last thing. In one place, you used the word biological responsibilities and psychological responsibilities. The choice of the word was not good.
Okay.
You should have said filial duties. You basically wanted to say कि मेरे माता पिता के प्रति जो मेरे कर्तव्य हैं, तो आपने उसके लिए शब्द चुना बायोलॉजिकल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी.
Okay.
वो malapropism हो गया. The
Yes,
term
sir.
was not appropriate. है ना?
Okay.
आपको कहना चाहिए था filial duties, पैतृक धर्म, पैतृक, है ना? filial अंग्रेजी में उसको filial duties कहते हैं, है ना?
Okay.
और फिर आपने कहा साइकोलॉजिकल ड्यूटी. तो ये मुझे समझ में नहीं आया. आपका कहने का मतलब साइकोलॉजिकल ड्यूटी नहीं था. आप बेसिकली कहना चाह रहे थे कि आपका सेल्फ एक्चुअलाइजेशन होगा.
Yes.
तो वहां पे चॉइस ऑफ वर्ड्स थोड़े गड़बड़ हो गए, है ना? आपको सेल्फ एक्चुअलाइजेशन कहिए. वो मोस्लो थियरी ऑफ मोटिवेशन भी पढ़ा होगा आपने.
Yes, sir.
है ना? तो वो filial duties or self actualization. Otherwise everything was good and I need not add anything else. All the best, Shivam.
Thank you, sir.
Shivam, apart from these positive things, I would like to add this. एक जगह आप गलती कर सकते हो जो कि आपने आज भी थोड़ी बहुत करी. 2-3 क्वेश्चंस में ये नोटिस हमने किया कि आपको एग्जैक्ट आंसर नहीं मालूम है, but you were beating around the bush and you were trying to guess the answer कि while you are beating around the bush, you might find some answer. मत करो.
Okay.
ठीक है. वो एक मतलब स्टेट अवे जो क्वेश्चन, जैसे कि अमरेश सर ने पूछा था कंप्यूटर साइंस का क्या टेक्निकल नॉलेज का क्या इस्तेमाल करेंगे आप, है ना. क्या क्वेश्चन था वो? टेक्निकल नॉलेज, द यूज ऑफ टेक्निकल नॉलेज फॉर टेक्निकल सॉल्यूशन फॉर दैट फेक कोविड वैक्सीनेशन सर्टिफिकेट. ठीक है, तो जो एग्जिस्टिंग सॉल्यूशन है वही क्यूआर कोड है. क्यूआर कोड तो है ना यार, आप क्या करोगे? ठीक है. तो यू डिड नॉट हैव एनी कंक्रीट टेक्निकल थिंग इन योर माइंड एट दैट टाइम, करेक्ट?
Yes.
सिमिलरली वो जीएसटी वाले क्वेश्चन में भी आपको नहीं मालूम था कि आपको नहीं मालूम था कि जीएसटी के रेगुलेटरी रेजिम में या लीगल फ्रेमवर्क में एक उसके लिए क्लॉज है. ठीक है, कि जीएसटी काउंसिल अलग से एक उसके लिए सेस, एडिशनल सेस के लिए वो प्रोविजन कर सकती है, जैसे डिजास्टर है या कुछ ऐसे इमरजेंसी मेजर. बट कोई नहीं पता होता है, नहीं कोई परफेक्ट नहीं है. ठीक है, एक्सेप्ट दैट इज ऑल्सो पार्ट ऑफ बीइंग हम्बल. और बाकी यार वही ओपिनियन वाले क्वेश्चन मेरे ख्याल से आज आए थे, लेकिन जो न्यूज जैसे हिजाब के ऊपर बैन है या इस तरह के जो कंट्रोवर्शियल क्वेश्चंस हैं, इनके ऊपर आप थोड़ा सा वर्क करिएगा जरूर. ठीक है, आज उस पर मेरे ख्याल से दूसरे मॉक में आपको उसके ऊपर इनपुट्स मिले होंगे, तो आप उसके ऊपर जरूर वर्क करिएगा. न्यूज़पेपर्स पढ़ते रहिए, है ना. पुराने साल के जो मॉक इंटरव्यूज है वो देखते रहिए. करंट अफेयर से एकदम वाकिफ रहिए. हर मुद्दे पे अपना आपका जो विचार है, आपका जो ओपिनियन है, वो एकदम क्रिस्टल क्लियर रखिएगा. ठीक है, कोई भी आयोटा ऑफ डाउट नहीं होना चाहिए. ठीक है, कोई कुछ भी वहां पे पूछे, आपका क्लियर होना चाहिए कि हाँ मेरा ये स्टैंड है. ठीक है, मेरा ये अंडरस्टैंडिंग है और ये मेरा स्टैंड.
Shivam, as pointed out by everyone, that Vipassana, as it is called in Pali, or in Hindi, Sanskrit, it is called Vipassana. So that is something, a very highlight of your entire, the CV. And that is one point that you will definitely be asked question upon. So I will not reiterate much on the same thing, because a lot has been talked about by all my panelists.
Yes, sir. Yes.
But I'll just make a suggestion. There is a website called VRI. There is a Viral Research Institute. Now, this is coming from a fellow Vipassana practitioner. So I'm just sharing my insights with you that there is a Viral Research Institute, VRI. Go to the website and see. Now, that is an institute which was opened by Shri S.N. Goenka. And I know that you would have used the term unintentionally. Whenever you take the name of some, anybody, do add a Shri or a Mr. in front of that. So the gentleman is not S.N. Goenka, is Shri or Mr. S.N. Goenka. I know it is unintentional. It happens with any one of us, but do take care of these small things. Okay. Now, the questions that I asked were probably your comfort areas. And so you answered well with a good amount of confidence. What was missing was a kind of a gentle smile. You have a very confident personality. You are calm, composed. Keep a gentle smile. It at times appears to me that I am being repetitive in my feedback, but that is very important, that the pleasant side of the personality comes out. It is a test of your personality. In your service, you will be put under a lot of stress, and you can work when you are calm, composed, and you enjoy your work, or else, you may develop a kind of an alienation towards your work. So please make sure that that charming side of your personality, the pleasant side of your personality comes out. Prepare well on Vipassana, because that is one thing, as you know, because Umesh sir asked questions on Vipassana. Sankat Mochan sir said that he had questions in his mind. I too, when I looked at your CV, I too had prepared some 3-4 questions on Vipassana. I did not ask because it was already asked by other panelists. So you have one ready-made thing. Be very, very thorough with the ready-made questions. For example, when you introduced yourself, so I think that was not also a very comprehensive introduction. These are questions which are very, very predictable. So prepare well on predictable questions, your introduction, your background, questions on, because, your case may be an individual case, but your story is a story of, thousands of people who have migrated from Bihar to different parts of, India. So there are a lot of questions which are very, very, these are kind of ought to be asked questions. And you have to prepare very well on those questions. So on the story, on the journey of migrants from Bihar, or from, underprivileged places to places in search of opportunity, the economic, the political, the social repercussion of the same. These questions and question on Vipassana, I think these two questions, you can have a word from all of us that these are questions that will be asked definitely from you. So prepare well on these questions. Rest, I think you are very calm, composed. In the next interview, I would like to see the pleasant part of you. Okay, so that will be it from my side, sir. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Ashish sir. So Shivam, if you have any question to us, so please you can ask. Okay, so I did not get your question completely, but what I understood that जो remaining days है उसमें आपको बाकी चीजों की तैयारी कैसे करनी है? Was this question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
ओके सो अकॉर्डिंग टू मी बहुत ज़्यादा कुछ चेंजेस नहीं लाना है, जैसे कि बाकी पैनलिस्ट ने सजेस्ट किया कि कुछ प्रेडिक्टेबल क्वेश्चन है उसके बारे में थोड़ा सोचिए, ओके, और थोड़ा बहुत करंट अफेयर्स को देखिए, ओके, और ऐसा बहुत कुछ बड़े चेंजेस लाने की ज़रूरत नहीं है। संकट मोचन झा सर ने कुछ आपको एक ड्रेसिंग के बारे में बताया, उसको फॉलो कीजिएगा। कभी कभी क्या होता है कि हम लोग टाई हमेशा नहीं पहनते हैं और उस पर्टिकुलर डे को टाई पहनते हैं तो थोड़ा अनकंफर्टेबल फील होता है, तो कोशिश कीजिए कि घर में भी कभी है तो 1-2 दिन ऐसे कभी कभी 1 घंटे के लिए पहनिए, इससे थोड़ा सा मतलब वो एक हैबिटेट मतलब कहते हैं ना यूज टू होते हैं थोड़ा सा। और जैसे सर बता रहे थे आपको कि आपके शर्ट लाइट होने चाहिए, वो सब फॉलो कीजिए, प्लस कोशिश कीजिएगा कि न्यू गारमेंट और न्यू जो ड्रेस है ना वो उस दिन नहीं पहनिए। मतलब अगर आपने कोई नई शर्ट खरीदी है तो 1-2 वॉश हो जाने दीजिए उसको, क्योंकि एकदम से जो नए कपड़े होते हैं तो बार बार हमें वो इधर उधर ध्यान हमारा खींचते हैं। सो शिवम, जो आपका लास्ट क्वेश्चन था कि लास्ट मिनट का प्रिपरेशन कैसे करना चाहिए, तो देखो दोस्त, आपका जो पर्सनालिटी है ना वो ठीक है, ओके, मतलब एवरीथिंग इज ओके एज एवरी पैनलिस्ट हैज ऑलरेडी टोल्ड यू, तो बहुत ज़्यादा उसमें कुछ चेंजेस लाने की कोशिश नहीं कीजिए, जो नेचुरल है दैट लेट इट बी, ओके। और जैसे उमेश सर बता रहे थे कि उस दिन कुछ ब्लंडर नहीं कर दीजिएगा, ऐसा कुछ एकदम कुछ ऐसा नहीं बोल दीजिएगा। प्रतीक सर ने भी कुछ हाईलाइट किया कि कहीं कहीं आप कोशिश कर रहे थे। यू रिमेम्बर मैंने 3 बार आपसे पूछा कि ये तो ऑलरेडी हो रहा है, फिर आप क्या करेंगे, फिर आप क्या करेंगे, तो थोड़ा आप टाइम ले लेते, मतलब आप ऐसे क्वेश्चंस मिलेंगे जहाँ पे हो सकता है कि चीजें नहीं हो रही और आपको बेसिकली आपके थॉट प्रोसेस को जानना था और आप अपने स्किल को आप सोच सकते थे कि और अच्छा मैकेनिज्म क्या हो। जैसे आप देखेंगे कि बैंकिंग में बहुत सारे डॉक्यूमेंट साइन करने होते हैं, उसकी डुप्लीकेसी नहीं हो सकती है, तो वो कैसे उस चीज को एनक्रिप्ट करते हैं, राइट। तो देयर लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स, मतलब जो होता है मे बी उस चीज में नहीं हो रहा है तो आप ऐसे चीजों को कर सकते हैं, तो ऐसा कुछ ब्लंडर नहीं कीजिएगा। बाकी एवरीथिंग आई थिंक सो कि अच्छा है, देयर इज नो प्रॉब्लम एट ऑल।
Yes, sir.
छोटे
Sir, I would also want to add just one thing. Basically, like जो आप ये पूछ रहे हैं कि बचे हुए समय में करना क्या है, तो ऐसा तो है नहीं कि हम लोगों ने जो क्वेश्चंस आपसे आज पूछे हैं वही क्वेश्चंस पैनल में पूछा जाएगा, लेकिन दो तीन एरियाज ऐसे हैं जहां से आपको क्वेश्चन बहुत लाइकली है, जो उमेश सर ने आपको बताया, विपश्यना से बहुत लाइकली है क्वेश्चन। दूसरी बात जो है कि आप यू वर बॉर्न इन बिहार बट यू लिव्ड इन पंजाब, इजंट इट? तो ये एक बहुत ही कॉमन सोशल फिनोमिना है, तो इसके बारे में भी आपसे क्वेश्चंस पूछे जा सकते हैं, तो इन एरियाज को अच्छे से प्रिपेयर कीजिए। एंड अभी जो आपके पास रोज का 24 घंटा है, तो आप जो अपना टाइम टेबल ऑलरेडी बनाए हुए हैं उसी को फॉलो कीजिए। 1-2 अच्छी किताबें पढ़िए, जिन सब्जेक्ट्स को आपने मेंशन किया है उन सब्जेक्ट पे 1-2 अच्छी किताबें उठाइए और उनको पढ़िए, ठीक है। और सेल्फ हेल्प बुक्स में कोई जरूरी नहीं है कि जो एकदम ही पॉपुलर सेल्फ हेल्प बुक्स हैं बस वही पढ़ने हैं। जैसे ये जो एटॉमिक हैबिट्स है, और फिर एक और मार्शल करके राइट ऑथर हैं, बहुत ही फेमस हैं सेल्फ हेल्प बुक्स के जॉनरा में, लेकिन उसमें थोड़ा सा ब्रिंग इन अ फ्रेश वैफ्ट ऑफ एयर। जैसे आप बर्ट्रैंड रसल को पढ़ सकते हैं, जो बेसिकली एक फिलोसोफर हैं लेकिन बहुत ही अच्छा लिखते हैं ऑन पर्सनालिटी डेवलपमेंट आल्सो।
Okay, so Shivam, do one thing please, okay, So
Yes,
because internet is not working properly. Okay. So I think so you have got sufficient number of recommendations, or every panelist already has suggested. So again, whatever the doubts or questions coming into your mind, you can just throw some questions to Sri Akash sir. Okay. And he will be getting answers from the panelist. Okay. So he'll be throwing those questions to them. They will be giving their opinion. Okay. And at the same time, if you want to interact later also, okay, so let it be 10-15 days. Okay. Later on, we will not take again the personality round interview, but just for if you want to interact with Sankat Mohan sir, Pratik sir, or Umesh sir, or with anyone, Ashish sir. Okay. So you just have one-on-one conversation कि कैसी तैयारी हुई है या कहाँ पे आप थोड़ा feel कर रहे हैं. Okay.
Yes, sir. Sir, I have texted him the name of the book that I was talking about. So,
right.
Yes, sir.
तो वो you might have got it over the chat box, Shivam. Okay, एक बार आप
yes, sir.
तो okay, so wish you all the best. I would say okay, और आप एक promising candidate है, और every panelist has given the same feedback, so you can understand. Okay. So Ashish sir, you want to say something? Okay, so if anybody wants to say anything to Shivam at the end, okay, so your last message you can give please to him.
No, sir, I think that will be it. All the best, Shivam. God bless you. Ashish sir has joined us back, I believe. So, Ashish sir, would you have anything else to add?
No, sir, it was just a goodbye video on from my side.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Very well, sir.
Thank you.
Very well.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for your time. Thank you.
Thank you. So over to Akash sir.
So, thank you so much, Shivam. And I thank all the panelists for giving in their valuable time and helping Shivam in this interview phase. So I thank you all. And on that note, we shall end the interview session here. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.